Hi guys, how are you doing today? Today I'm speaking from a different place. This is the house that I've been staying the last couple of days. It's like really beautiful, and I'm in the mountains in Georgia, in the north of Georgia, and I hope this video doesn't get too noisy with the noises outside or windy. We'll see, but hopefully it will be okay. Squirrel. We all love squirrels, I know. So for today's lesson, we're going to be talking about future plans and goals. So today we're gonna do the lesson focusing on grammar. I say grammar because I don't want you to be memorizing rules or, worrying about like, oh no, I have to use this specific thing in this specific case, you know what I mean? So we're gonna go by like scenarios, and I'm gonna give you the sentences, and I want you to make sentences for yourself, okay? Awesome. So to start off, when we're speaking about the future, it's funny because in English, we have no future tense. There's no future tense because technically a tense is when you change how the verb is to, mean the past. For example, we have a past tense. The verb to be becomes was and the verb changes. So that is a tense. But in the future, you don't have a tense in English. The verb never changes. So you basically have two options to speak about the future. Like, the overarching two options. First option is you're going to use the present tense for things that are happening for sure or things that are close to the time that you're speaking. And I'll get more into that. Or I'm going to use an auxiliary verb. And that's, the will, going to, might, may, blah, blah, blah. So basically two options. Present or using something to, an auxiliary to help you express the meaning of the future. Okay? Very simple. Very, 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 very simple. So to get started, the present tense for the future, you're going to use it in basically two ways, either the present simple or continuous with the ing. And I can say all the examples I'm going to give today are examples from my life. It's like real things that are happening or not, but plans for my life, okay? So first sentence is, I leave at 6 to go back home. So I leave the mountains at 6 p.m. to go back home. And that's the present, I leave. So I'm not using, I could say I will leave at 6 or I'm going to leave at 6. All three options are okay. But I'm telling you there is an option for you to use the present to mean a future action. You can also say, using the present continuous, I'm hiking from 3 to 5 p.m. today. So don't try calling me. My phone will be off. So I'm hiking from 3 to 5 p.m. today. So that's also the present. I'm hiking. You can use, those expressions for something, those structures, the present, to talk about something that's for sure, that's coming up. And it's not like, a distant future. Great. So that's how you use the present to speak about the future. Now, and there's another point about the present. There are some verbs that you use in the present that also express a future plan, intention. So the first one is I would like. So would like. You can say, in my case, I would like to go to Thailand next year. So it's a wish, something I want to do. Second one is plan. I plan on going to Japan in February. All these things are true, guys. So first, would like and plan, they are both in the present, but they express an idea for the future. Want is also, you can use it for the future. So I want to go to Brazil for Carnival. So it's a wish for the future as well. Hope, I hope to see my friend Chris from Japan on Friday. So I hope to see my friend Chris on Friday. I'm also talking about the future. And the last example is expect. There's some other verbs, but just to give you some examples. I expect to see snow in Portland if I go there in January. So I expect to see snow in Portland if I go there in January. So all these verbs in the present expressing future ideas. Now for the meat of future tense is auxiliary verbs, which, all of you guys know because you all have studied already. Be going to, will, modal verbs and all of that. But I'm going to break those auxiliary verbs into 3 sections. First section, be going to and will. I know you learn at school that if you have a plan and it is for sure, you use be going to. And if your plan is not for sure, it's just a plan or something uncertain, you use will. So that's the basic of grammar of going to and will. But to be very honest with you, in spoken English, if you're not writing something very formal, we can use those two structures interchangeably, which means you can use either or, and people in spoken English use either or. Nobody's thinking like, oh, this is a plan for sure, so I better use be going to. Nobody does that. They will use will, going to interchangeably. If you notice in TV shows and movies, you'll see that it's just people speak the two and doesn't matter. So my examples. Phrase number 8 of today's lesson. I'm going to clean and organize my room when I get home tonight. I'm going to clean and organize my room when I get home tonight. I could have said that I will clean and organize my room when I get home tonight. Also fine. And the changing meaning is very slight. So don't worry about, really analyzing those two. And sentence number 9 is, I'll pack a little for my trip tonight and tomorrow morning. So I'm going to pack a little for my trip, or I'll pack a little bit for my trip tonight and tomorrow morning. Sentence number 10, it's kind of like a little follow-up on that, is the future progressive, which is like the present continuous, future continuous. You're just going to use the verb to be plus ing. But in this case, you're going to use will as well. So I will be packing all morning tomorrow. So I'll be packing all morning tomorrow. So that means that, it's a duration of time, the whole morning tomorrow, I'll be packing. So that's basically it for these two. And now we get into the fun modal verbs, which is the may, might, could, should, all these kind of things. So I want to make this simple, guys, very simple for you. The modals, sometimes people, teachers are worried about telling you like, oh, which one is more probable, less probable. And those things are important to understand, but don't worry about memorizing those differences. It will come with time. And if you say I might or I may or I, or I could, people will understand you. So don't worry about memorizing those things. I think that comes with time, with practice, with listening to a lot of English. So first one, I may. Difference between may and might. They're used interchangeably. They're used like the same way. Might is the past of may, but both are used to mean the future in this case. And might be talking more of like an uncertain scenario. And may is a little bit more certain. But don't worry about this. Just worry about the sentences, okay? So sentence number 11. I may pack today. Otherwise, I'll do it tomorrow. So I may pack tonight a little bit. Otherwise, if I don't, I'll do it tomorrow. Sentence number 12. I might get home at 8 p.m. tonight, depending on traffic. So I might get home at 8 p.m. depending on traffic. So it's not for sure because it depends on traffic. So I might get there at 8 or 8:30. I don't know for sure. Sentence number 13 is with could. And could is to talk about a possibility in the future. For example, I could go to Brazil in January, or I could stay in the US. Those are two possible things for me to do. Okay? And sentence number 13 is, I could pack tonight when I get home, but I also have to clean and organize. So I could pack is a possibility, but I have to clean and organize. Great. Sentence number 14 is with should. And should used in the future. It's a little different in the present. So should, it's like you're guessing. You're like making a prediction for the future. So you're saying, number 14, I should be able to pack everything tomorrow. So I'm planning on packing all of my belongings, all of my things tomorrow, and I should be able to finish everything tomorrow. So should is like, I think so from, my plans. I should be able to pack, but it's not 100% certain. So great. And for our third category is the future perfect. And to be honest, in conversation, you'll probably never use this. It's very rare. I rarely use it. I rarely hear people using it. Of course, people use it from time to time, but there are different ways to say the same thing, as we know. So, sentence number 15. I will have finished all my food by the end of the week. So I have a lot of food here, but I'm going to travel, so I need to eat everything. So I can say, I will have finished. That's the structure. All my food by the end of the week. So that's the structure, and it means that something will have been completed, will have finished, been done by a certain time. But to be honest with you guys, if I were to say the same idea, like more naturally, I would say, I need to eat all my food by the end of the week. So I would probably use the present, like, oh, I need to eat, I'm not going to eat out because I need to eat all my food by Friday. So just to tell you that it doesn't matter if you memorize 100,000 grammar rules, the way we speak is a lot more natural, a lot less complicated than we learn sometimes. Okay, so look at that, 15 sentences, a bunch of different grammar, even though, I don't want you to be like memorizing things. If you need more explanation, or if you need to, there's a bug in my face. If you need more of like seeing everything written down, because I'm not putting any, editing in this video, I'm going to send you 3 options for websites that explain everything that I've explained so far. So it's 3 options for grammar. Don't worry about like learning all of these structures that I'm giving you. I don't want you to do that. I want you to take the sentences I'm sending you from today and make examples for yourself. Plan your week. Plan your next week in English. There are other, as I put in the conversation points for your conversation, you can talk about New Year's resolutions, about your plans for next year, about the next trips you're going to take. There's so many things you can talk about using those example sentences. And that's what I want you to do. I want you to understand how to use it and use it in your life. Okay? Awesome. So good job today. I know it's like a lot of information, but do not worry about memorizing things. Just worry about understanding and making your sentences. If I can stress that enough. Awesome. Have a good rest of your Tuesday, and I will speak to you tomorrow.